everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to Karen's Sizzling Spice. I'm excited today. Ed's excited. We're making garlic knots. You know how sometimes when you order a pizza, sometimes on their menu they'll have garlic knots? They make those garlic knots right out of the pizza crust, and that's what we're making today. Now, you have a few options here with your crust that you're going to use for these garlic knots. You can buy frozen pizza dough at your market. You could buy a mix of pizza crust. This is my favorite one. Or we can make homemade pizza dough, which is what I'm gonna do today. Now the portion size that I'm making today is gonna be enough for about 10 garlic knots and a pizza crust. So friends, this is what we're gonna need today for our pizza crust and for our garlic knots. First of all, you know what? I wanna talk about yeast. There are two kinds of yeast. There is active dry yeast and there's instant dry yeast. Now for me, there's no comparison because with the active dry yeast, it takes longer for your doughs to rise, and you also have to mix them with hot water and mix them separately. It just takes more time. So the instant yeast is the way to go, and that's what I'll be using today. So besides that, we're gonna need flour. I'll be using some olive oil. We'll be using two kinds of salt today. I'm gonna put one kind in the dough and then one on top of these garlic knots, my favorite flaky sea salt, which is so fancy. I'm gonna be using garlic powder. We'll be using parsley. We're gonna need a little bit of sugar. We'll need butter, lots of fantastic garlic, and we'll be topping these with some Parmesan cheese as well. So let's get this going. When you decide to make pizza dough homemade, you do need to allow time for that dough to rest and to rise for your fabulous flaky kind of garlic knots. I'm gonna set my oven here to 400. And I want to talk for just a minute about what kind of pan I'm going to use. I'm going to use my 9-inch cast iron pan, but you don't have to. You could bake these in a nice round cake pan. That would work as well. You know what though? I need to grab my stand mixer. I'll be right back. I've got my stand mixer ready here, and to my stand mixer with my bread hook attachment, I'm going to put in 3.5 cups of flour. I'm going to use 1 package of the instant yeast, the whole package. I'm using 1 teaspoon of sugar, and I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons here of kosher salt, my coarse salt. I'm going to turn this on and just let it stir till all these ingredients are blended. My dry ingredients are mixing. I need 1.5 cups of hot water, and I'm just taking it from my tap water. You can see it's nice and hot. I need 1.5 cups. There we go. I'm just gonna pour it right into the stand mixer here. Let's do it this way so you can see. Just gonna add it in slowly. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. There's 1, and there's 2. And we're gonna wait now until this forms into a nice dough ball. Come closer, Ed. Let me see how it's progressing. Probably need my things here to get everything in here. Now, if it turns out that your dough is too dry, just add a little bit of water, like a tablespoon at a time. If it's too sticky, you can add a little more flour, like a tablespoon at a time. We'll get this to the perfect consistency. Okay, this only took a minute or two, and look at how, come a little closer, Ed, look at how it's in a ball now. Perfect. Whoops, okay. Now let me lift this. We're gonna get it all off of my beater here. Now, two things here. You can see I put some flour on my board because I'm gonna scrape it out of the bowl and put it on here and create a nice ball. What I've done also is I've taken a big glass bowl and I brushed it with olive oil. This is where my dough will rest. It'll take a little nap. Okay. There we go. Scrape it out onto here. This is fun. And I'll tell you, Ed and I have started eating pizzas with homemade pizza crust. I can't go back. I used to buy frozen pizzas all the time and pop them in the oven. I don't care that it's quick. This is like 5,000 times better. Ooh, this is nice and warm. It's fun to play with. Look at how gorgeous that baby is. All right. I could play with this for a while. But let's get it in the bowl here. Remember, this bowl is coated with oil. I'm gonna put this beautiful dough in here. Before I cover this, I'd like to just make sure all of it has a nice coating of oil. Now it's ready to rise. So what I'm gonna do with this dough now, I'm just gonna put it right on my stovetop where it's warm. And we'll give it, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, and we'll see how much it's risen. Friends, while my dough is rising, and may I say it's rising just gorgeously, there's just nothing like fresh pizza dough. It's fantastic. I'm sure bread dough is the same as well. Nothing like it. The smells in my kitchen will be fantastic. So I have 4 tablespoons of butter here that I melted. To that, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of my olive oil. There's 1, and there's 2. I'm adding to that about a teaspoon of salt and about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, plus these fantastic garlic cloves. I don't know about you guys, but Ed and I, we just love the garlic. The butter sauce that I'm creating here is gonna go on top of those garlic nuts. Is your mouth watering yet, Eddie?
Yes.
I wonder if any of the viewers out there, is your mouth watering yet? Let me know if it is. Oh, the taste buds are going. I can't wait for the tasting. Let me just give this a good stir. Whoops, and this will be ready to go for the top of those garlic nuts. Look at this gorgeousness. Can you smell this, Eddie? Come over here. Smell this. Smell.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get that pizza dough to rise any quicker, do you think? Come on, come on, come on. This is going to be fantastic on top.
It sure is.
We'll be back soon. You guys, can you see how this thing has grown already? It is such a gorgeous thing. I can't wait. Fresh pizza dough. Look at this beautiful dough. It's probably tripled in size here. I'm so excited. The next thing we're gonna do here is I'm gonna take my spatula, and I don't even think I need to. Look at that. Woo! Look at that beautiful thing. Woo, it's gorgeous. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spread it out a little bit, because remember, this is gonna be enough to make my garlic knots today and a pizza crust. I'm gonna show you how I put it in the freezer. Although it's funny I should say that because I don't think I need to freeze it. I think we'll be making it soon. Ed and I, we love this pizza. So now that I have it in a nice round circle here, I'm just gonna take my pastry cutter and I'm gonna cut this in half. Okay, now I'm gonna roll this in a nice ball. Just like that. Look at how gorgeous that is. Just gorgeous. I'm gonna put it in saran wrap here. Wrap it just like this. I'm gonna put it into a Ziploc bag here, a freezer bag, and this I can pop right into the freezer. We're gonna get to the garlic knots next. You can see my board is nicely floured here. Don't want this beautiful dough to stick to it. So I'm gonna just get the remainder of this, kind of in a rectangle here, I guess. And I'm gonna cut this into 10 pieces. So I'm gonna start by going down the middle. Cut those in half. Whew, if you could smell my kitchen. It's smelling heavenly. Let's see, that's 4. Beautiful dough. I like to prepare to be sure that my cast iron pan is good and oiled. Just give it a good wipe here, just to make sure nothing's gonna stick. I love my cast iron pans. They come in handy for so many things. Now you see I have my dough here in 10 pieces. Can you see that, Ed? Now I'm gonna create my garlic knots. And here's how we do it. You see my board is good and floured, so none of this sticks. I'm gonna take each portion here and roll it out, probably to, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches long. And then you know what, like this says, garlic knots, you're just putting it in a knot. Look at that. Is that adorable? And it goes right into my pan. Here, I'll do another one. Get this nice and together here, and then roll it out. This dough is gorgeous. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll it out again till it's about 8 or 9 inches long. A little more flour. This is fun, you know, this is a great one. That Haley and Maddie, oh my God, they would love doing this with me, wouldn't they, Eddie?
Yes, they would.
Little kids, they love to get their hands into food. And I love passing on that tradition to my family members, especially the grandkids, so that they will grow up enjoying cooking as well. Look at how beautiful. You could leave the sides out if you wanted to, or I like to tuck them underneath. Whew, these are gonna be incredible. Look at that, 10 beautiful garlic knots. What I'm gonna do with them now is I'm gonna put them back on the stovetop to puff up a little bit more before I put them in the oven. So let me put them over here where it's nice and warm. And I'm just gonna put a towel over the top. And we'll let it sit there for probably about an hour or so. Look at those. They've puffed up some, they look gorgeous. What I'm gonna do now is that butter mixture that I made before, I'm gonna brush on that butter right onto the top of these like this. But you know what, I'm being careful not to pick up the pieces of garlic that are in this butter yet, because I don't want them to burn. So after these garlic knots have cooked for a while, we will take this out again, and I'm gonna lay that garlic all over the top of these for the last few minutes. Oh my gosh, if you guys could smell my kitchen. It smells fantastic. Get a good close-up of this, Eddie, with all that slathering butter all over the top. Look at that, oh my God. All right, I'm gonna put this into my 400-degree oven. We'll probably give it a check-see in about 20 minutes. And if they're almost done, then we're gonna get all that garlic on top, put them back in, because they're gonna be fantastic. Oh! Guys, we're getting closer to tasting. These garlic knots have actually, I left them in there for 25 minutes at 400. We're gonna take them out now. I'll show you how they look. Look at that. Now they're not quite finished, but now is the time to put the rest of this fantastic garlic butter mixture on here. And this time, look at this. I'm gonna lay those garlic pieces right on top of these nuts. Ugh. What do you think, Eddie?
I can't wait to eat them.
Me too. After I get these full of butter and garlic here, these are gonna go back in the oven for another 15 minutes. And then there's some more toppings for it when they comes out of the oven. These are like no other. Better than any pizzeria where you've gotten garlic knots, no question there. Come and look at this close, ready? Get a good close-up of all that buttery, garlicky fantasticness. I'm so excited. The garlic knots are ready. Let's get them out of the oven. Let me show you how gorgeous they look. Oh, look at that. Now for the final touches. First, let's see. We're gonna put on, I grated up about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Just gonna sprinkle this on the top. Come closer to this, Eddie, as I sprinkle all this extra fabulousness on here. Look at that. Now I'm gonna sprinkle it with parsley. And then the pièce de résistance is my flaky sea salt. I love this stuff. If you haven't tried it, you really should. It's just so terrific to top special foods with it. It's a bigger crystal of salt. And when it goes in between your teeth and you take a bite of it, it's just fantastic. So we're gonna do a couple of these. Bam, bam, bam. Do a couple more. Bam, 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 bam. The tasting is next. We're just gonna give a few minutes for this to cool. We'll be back. We are so excited. The garlic knots are out of the oven. They're topped. And I'm hoping they're cool enough. But at this point, I don't care. We gotta taste it, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna grab one. Hey, Echo, turn the volume down 1 so we can hear, so they can hear us. All right, let's see. It's beautiful, but they are hot.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, I better use a little spatula to get another one out of here. Here we go, oh my gosh. The Parmesan cheese is melted on here. It's made some cheese crust. Can you guys see this? Look at this. Look at that cheese crust. I gotta try it. I'm gonna do it. I'm going in. Oh my God. Oh my God. You gotta do it. Just take a little bit off the edge. These are fantastic. Oh my God. I have to say the last time I made them with the Pillsbury pizza crust. These are even better. They're fantastic. Oh my God. Aren't they incredible? The Parmesan cheese, the parsley, that garlic, the chunks of garlic, and of course the butter, and the roll is crunchy and then chewy and soft on the inside. This is fantastic. I hope you guys go to the trouble of making these. You're gonna love them. Why are you laughing? Because they're so good? Makes you want to dance. Thanks for being here today. Make sure you visit my channel often, visit our channel often, and remember, you eat with your eyes first, so you've got to make it beautiful. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Let's dance. Woo! These are fantastic.